Hello and welcome to my gaming channel. My name is Orion and I'm going to be posting as much gaming content as humanly possible to this channel when I'm not off vlogging and doing all stuff like touching grass. But today I'm here to get straight to the point, which is, should you buy this game for zombies? And the straight up simple answer is no. Now don't get me wrong, I'm going to go through some pros and cons of the new Modern Warfare 3 Zombies, and one of the biggest pros is that it is genuinely very fun. However, I don't actually think it's worth spending £70 on or $70 on just for zombies. There's just not enough there. And with that in mind, I guess we should just straight up talk about it. It is a brand new experience, and if you take it for what it is, you will find yourself having a lot of fun. However, I've seen so many people compare it to like a Treyarch Zombies and round-based zombies in general, and that's just not what this is. Like, they've taken some of the best elements out of those game modes and brought it forward and made it their own, so you get a bit of nostalgia when you're playing it, but it is a brand new experience. From my understanding, it is very similar to DMZ. Now, I haven't personally played DMZ, which might be why I'm having so much fun with this, because it is so new to me. However, it's not round-based zombies. You can't just run around in circles, train zombies up and get lots of kills. Well, you can if you exfil and never get on the chopper. But all the same, I've never really liked the whole idea of zombies coming out the ground or randomly appearing. I like them coming from outside and in to a confined area where you have to train zombies. That being said, the open world aspect of this game does actually feel quite good. There is lots of stuff to do. You feel like you're never going to run out of zombies. When you're playing with friends, they can be on one side of the map and you can be on the other side of the map, and you can do your own things, or you can join up and do stuff together. That is quite nice. Obviously, the contracts are tied, so you do them as a team, but you're never in short supply of shooting zombies. On the converse side to that, playing solo becomes quite tedious. It takes a long time to earn money, and you just find yourself doing really mundane tasks to get yourself to the end game point, and it's very hard to actually get to tier 3 without spending several games after game after game storing stuff to exfil with so you can run it in your next run. It just becomes a very long-winded experience if you're playing by yourself. And speaking of time, the fact that you only get 1 hour within the map is just not good. You have 45 minutes to run around the map, do what you want to do, and then you're kind of told that you need to exfil as the gas starts to close in on you and you need to get out as quickly as possible. This time caps out at 1 hour, so after 1 hour you either exfil or you just die and lose everything. Now what I think they should do is actually change the way the gas works. So instead of the gas expanding out and slowly taking over the whole map, it should close in and create a small confined space for you to work with. Now this space can be random and centralized to where you are on the map, or it can work like Warzone where you have to go to a certain area. And as it closes in, it stops at a certain size, and in that place it starts to go round based, and you have to stay within that circle for as long as you possibly can. And then if you want to, there should be like a exfil marker that you can throw down or you can call in, and maybe it takes place of your tactical grenade or something like that, and you call in the exfil, and then you can exfil at your leisure, and that's how you would end the game. That would be a really good solution to kind of please those people who want to do round-based stuff and just shoot infinite amount of zombies and really get the most out of the, you know, the gear that they've grinded up towards, and put a bit of risk in their gameplay. That zone could also end sometimes in a tier 3 area or a tier 2 area, and you have to make those decisions whether you should leave or stay because you can actually hack it in those zones. There are a lot of things to get around to kind of make that work, but I genuinely believe that that would be the most fun way to experience both the open world aspect and a bit of round-based aspect. And then if it changed every single game, it would have a whole new experience, and you'd be training sometimes in really good places and sometimes in really hard places. That would make the game actually really fun. Now, whilst I did say playing with friends is amazing, the one thing I don't actually like about Modern Warfare 3 Zombies is the fact that it's not just you and your friends, it's you and your friends plus like 5 or 6 or 8 other teams of people as well, and they just serve no purpose other than a hindrance. Now, I don't mean it in a negative way, like if they get down and you want to help them out, that's great, or vice versa, but it's very rare that they'll ever come over to you, because when you do go down and you plead for help, there is no real clear-cut way of finding out where that person is unless they are really close to you, and 9 times out of 10 no one's going to pick you up unless you're really lucky and then some guy just come along and get you. But for the most part, I genuinely believe this experience would be so much better if it was either A, available offline, or B, just within your 4 friends or the squad that you've put together. However, on a more positive note, there is absolutely tons to do. There are so many challenges, quest lines to go on, and missions to complete, camos to unlock, attachments to do, exfil with certain things. There genuinely is quite a lot of stuff to do, and given that it is an open world, there's reason to go and explore and actually look for these golden schematics to exfil out with, so you can craft those ready to go the next time. What I do wish though is after you've crafted something, there was a way to actually reduce the timer, because that cooldown kind of feels like one of those, okay, you've played enough of the game today, come back tomorrow. It's a bit annoying in that aspect. I don't like the idea that I craft a perk and then I have to wait 3 hours before I can use it again. Don't get me wrong, it kind of adds, it maybe adds a little bit of balance to it, but when it's only 2k in the game to go and run and buy one, it's really not that difficult to do. So the idea of crafting something and then it kind of has a 3-hour cooldown sucks. Now, keeping that open world experience in mind, the one thing I will say that isn't really that great from my experience is the fact that there is loads of things to loot that, yes, have a value to them, but it also feels just like a bunch of junk. So you're just running around collecting junk that takes up way too much inventory space. I would much rather find cash and it straight up convert than have to find like a $10 watch in the game, or a $50 magazine, or a picture of my mom that was $15. It like these tiny little things, unless they were has some sort of story or lore to them or something like that, it kind of feels a little redundant to pick these things up. Like, even when I first played the game and I picked up bandages, I was like, oh my god, am I gonna have to like bandage up my wounds when I take damage and stuff like that? But no, it's very much like Warzone. Obviously, once you get Juggernog and you've got 3 different armor plates on, it's quite difficult to actually die in the game. One thing that would make the experience much better is if they brought back weapon scrap and weapon upgrade systems into the game, because right now the rarity of finding ether tools is just, it's just too much RNG, and it's really annoying. When you're playing solo, it actually prevents you from getting to higher tiers in the map because you just don't have a gun that does enough damage. So instead of giving me like these watches and stupid pictures with nothing attached to them, let me scrap stuff that allows me to use that scrap to then upgrade my gun a little bit faster than doing contracts and relying on RNG to get an ether tool. Now, as I explore the map and I play the game more, I'm finding more frequent ways to come across ether tools, but I think that would be a better way to handle loot in the game than just giving you random junk. Now, inevitably, people will find a better way to obtain points in the long run anyway, and no one will end up looting anything. I very, very rarely loot any chests outside of the main ones that give you guns and perks and stuff like that, so hopefully that's something that they can change in the future. But overall, as a general experience, especially when the game has just launched, I think there's actually hopes for it to be good. So we're trying to make the best of a bad situation and just enjoy it for what it is. Obviously, this isn't a Treyarch zombie experience. We don't get a Treyarch game until next year, so hopefully then we do get round-based zombies back and the full experience at hand. But for now, we weren't actually meant to get zombies this year, so the fact that we've got something and it is quite fun, personally, I'm happy with that. I'm trying to make the most of it and have fun with it. Hopefully more things come as seasons roll out, but yeah, as I said at the beginning of the video, I don't think, unless you're going to really enjoy campaign and the actual multiplayer, don't get me wrong, that's something that I want to go play as well because of the old Modern Warfare 2 maps, I don't personally think it is worth spending £70 on. If you can maybe get it for £40, £50 from another store, then I approve of that purchase, but right now £70 just for the zombie experience, I'm not so sure. But right, guys, I have kind of blurted information all over the place. It's probably not been in any very good, concise order, to be honest with you. This channel is kind of like a work in progress, and I'm currently ill, which doesn't help the situation. But I really wanted to get this video out because a lot of people have been asking me whether I think that they should buy the game or not. So I thought I'd put this video together to kind of put my mind down to video and let you guys know what I've been thinking. But anyway, guys, it's been a ride. If you want to watch me live on Twitch, there will be links in the description below. And as always, I love you very much. Thank you very much for watching. Peace, peace, much love, and bye-bye.